Alright guys, welcome to the €3,000 Red Finals covering the period of July to December. That's right, bringing us up to date on our MC5 monthly finals. My name is Counterfeit, joined by Daedalus. And Daedalus, if our teams ever had the motivation they needed to show us the best MC5 in the world, it's right here and now.
Dude, this is like Christmas with €3,000 on the line, 2,100 for the actual winners of the tournament. I mean, whoever wins today are gonna go home with quite a big and delayed Christmas present.
Yes, the teams qualified over the months of July to December 2019. That's right, we're not in the past. This is all happening right now. Once all of these finals have been done and out of the way, which is going to be over the course of this weekend, then, and only then, we'll be getting back to more regularly scheduled competition. But before we get into our official competition today, please do come and join us live on stream with the passkey ESL123. So we'll be on iOS for the duration here. Do come and join us. Of course, over the course of this weekend, a little later on tonight, we'll be running the Blue November €3,000 finals. So that's €6,000 given away over the course of this weekend. And tomorrow we'll be on PC and Android as well. It's a whole weekend of finals, Daedalus.
Well, it's a whole weekend of fun, Counterfeit, so I, for one, cannot wait to see all that's gonna happen this weekend. But I know that you are probably ready to go, because you know what? You're always one hyped lad, one could say.
Stian Holman asking how the money split goes between the teams. I'm afraid we don't actually deal with that ourselves, but we can ask around. I'd imagine if it's, well, I think usually how these kind of things work, and I'm not speaking with any kind of authority here, is that the teams will split them up individually between the two, but I'd imagine, I don't know, Daedalus, did the team where you were in ever win any money?
No. We won a lot of fame. Ooh. I think we also got some, like, in-game medals at one point, but we never won any money, unfortunately.
Hey, hero.
That was reserved for, like, the really good players.
Yes, I mean, I guess ideally a team will be set up in such a way that you have that agreement in place before you even get to this point. As we said before coming into this, the teams, they went through the qualifiers, weekly qualifiers, to get to this point. So we'll have a look into it for you guys. Don't know for certain how it's going to happen, but you're right that with this much money on the line, it's certainly pretty important where it ends up going.
Of course. And you know what, Counterfeit? I'm sure that all the teams participating here today, they're definitely gonna give it their all, because, you know, again, it's such a huge amount of money, and it would be an amazing Christmas present. I know it's not Christmas anymore, but we are in the December finals, and honestly, I wouldn't mind winning €2,100.
Stan Holman is asking, is it truly you, Daedalus, the real one? Or is it the counterfeit Daedalus, which I constructed out of clay and given a semblance of life?
Oh, I thought it was like Pinocchio. You made me out of wood, and then suddenly I'm a real boy.
I don't know. Would you prefer to be made out of clay or wood?
Well, I think there's probably, like, ups and downs to both materials, but I think tree is probably more lasting, I could imagine.
Oh, there you go. Yes, so Stan, as I said, unfortunately we don't have the answer specifically to your question. Generally speaking, I believe the tradition is that a team would split the money between them. Though with some of our teams, they are playing with more than 5 players. So we'll just have to see how it's gone. We're going to make the assumption the teams have figured this out ahead of time. But yeah, while we've got a chance, do come and join us at ESL123, ESL123. We've got ourselves, I believe, 6 teams ready to get things kicked off here today. We've got Backpack Magic from the US of A, Fallen Heroes from France, JZD Gaming from Switzerland, Louis Vuitton representing the JZD from China, Louis Vuitton representing Switzerland, SAD representing the UK, and Victory of Lords from France. Let's get the game started.
Hey, and we're on to the streets, Counterfeit. That is one of your favorites.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Let's just have a quick check-in and see.
I'm trying to figure out who our admin of today is.
Ah, excellent. All right, for now, let's get dancing around the streets.
Oh, are we dancing?
We can do this.
You know, Counterfeit, I myself am a pretty good dancer.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a total lie, but, you know, to be fair, I did dance, like a square dance back in the days. And that was pretty fun. But, I mean, I'm probably not very good at dancing on the battlefield. And apparently neither are you.
Apparently not. Ah. Yes, Playboy Gaming, welcome to the stream as well, ESL123, as I glance at the chat at exactly the wrong time. Number 1 Taco is in the game with us, and smashing us quite harshly.
I feel for you, man. I feel for you.
Oh, good job, Fake. You killed both of them.
Well, Counterfeit, have you gotten a kill yet?
Why do you ask questions that you know the answer to?
Hey, I don't know the answer to. I've been busy looking at our coordination chat, my dude. I'm not here to flame you. I'm just trying to I'm trying to invest myself into the story of Counterfeit and MC5.
Dealing Gaming, yes, so we will be streaming the Blue Cup today. And there we go, that's a bit of pre-far for you. Double kill. Yes, we'll be doing the Blue Cup a little later on, and then Android and PC tomorrow. So he said, this is, I believe, doing some quick maths, about 6 monthly finals all compressed together. Legendary Ploppy, you want to see a Modern Come Up versus stream, as do we all. But sadly, I don't think it's going to be happening this weekend at least. We will keep you guys updated if that situation does change.
Shoot them down, Counterfeit. Shoot them! Shoot them all! Please.
I think it's a good strategy.
Thank you.
I think we got a few more people joining them. Sit down, Taco. Sit in.
Did you force Taco to sit down?
I mean, I invited them to sit down, and they did.
How did you manage to do that, my friend?
With a little bit of good manners and
So
bad.
okay, so you basically forced him to sit down. Like, you were basically scolding a child. Sit down, boy! That's what you said, right?
I would never say such a thing. Oh, hello. We got fooled by a decoy from our own squad. How embarrassing. Oh, I didn't even think that was possible.
Enemy turret active.
Shucks. Ah. Hey guys, we'll be getting onto our ESL part of the competition pretty darn soon, no doubt, no doubt.
Yep, well, still trying to figure out who our admin is, but we're getting in there. They're all just standing in line trying to help us with today's tournament. You know, kind of it. So I'm sure one of these fine gentlemen will jump in and help us in just a second.
Alright guys, so I just need to do a little bit of moderation over on the YouTube chat.
We'll
There's some
jump in.
over-excited people over there.
Legendary probably saying, now Taco make counterfeit cast. Sit down. You're right, Taco. Sometimes Confit will get his butt smacked back.
Well, shucks. When you put it that way, it seems like a bad thing.
Well, only if you didn't make it a bad thing.
Ugh.
Did you just jump over a wall?
I'm making my own sound effects.
Hey.
Haha! Sit down, Taco. Sit down. Oh, crud. Oh, wait, I still got them.
Nice. Alright, well, Confit.
Hmm?
I have a question for you, and I know.
A question?
Yes, and you know what? I'm gonna ask you something.
Well, that's what a question usually is.
Wow, you're pretty quick today. That has a bit of age behind it. Do
Well,
you
age
own?
before beauty.
Do you still own a turntable?
Do I still own a turntable, like a DJ turntable?
Well, like a vinyl player.
Oh, so when you say turntable, I immediately think of a DJ mixing desk kind of thing.
Well, I think it's called a turntable. Yeah, a turntable.
I guess so. No, that's before my time. You, like, I mean, there are still vinyl, but I think you'd have to be about 10, 15 years older than I am to for that to be a real thing. I do remember it being a thing when I was quite young, like as in like pre-10 years old, but I was never in that position to do something like that.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. I know my father has one, and I'm really jealous of it. I really want it.
Do you have some particular music you'd like to listen to?
I do not, but I'd like to start a collection. You know, when I'm moving in with my partner, I'll be setting up like a big like audio files setup. I'm buying my father's old gear, and then I'm setting up like a few standing loudspeakers and trying to like build a stereo sound system.
That sounds neat.
Yeah, well, I like good sound.
So for any of us who may not be audiophiles, what is the benefit of having something on a vinyl versus having it on, say, on
live stream
yeah?
on Spotify? Well, a lot of people will argue that when you go on to what you would call in like layman's terms, or what like audiophile terms, if you go onto analog sound, which is basically everything that's not digital, you get a better sound quality out of it. But the problem is then that, and that's true, you get better sound quality out of analog sound, but the problem is that analog sound gets worse over time. So a vinyl and a vinyl player will over time degenerate and just become less good, whereas a digital sound like Spotify will always have the same standard, but it won't sound as good as an analog soundtrack.
I see. Well, guys, if that sounds good to you, do come and join us. We've got another custom game coming up, ESL 123, and I believe our brackets are up for today's competition as well, so we'll just be posting that into the chat in just a second.
It absolutely is. So, kind of it. I'm thinking let's start out with Sad versus Backpack. Backpack Magic.
I go with Backpack Magic, even though that's definitely not their name, just because I don't know what the heck else I'm supposed to call it.
Backpack Magic. I think.
Backpack. It's Mr. GNC, so I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually talked to any of the team members to figure out what that name is all about. But yes, I think that seems like a decent place to start.
Wait, that's the Backpack Goats, right? Yeah, Backpack Goat, because they have a goat as their team picture.
Well, it works in a situation where you can see their team logo. I think Backpack Goats is going to be a little too confusing otherwise. I don't know. If any of you guys in the chat are aware of what the BCKP space MRGNC means, then do let us know, as we'll be getting shortly onto our first ESL game of the day.
Okay, I've told our admin for today, by the way, everyone, is Yuna. Gonna get us a passkey as soon as possible, but I've said that we would prefer to get SAD versus Backpack Magic, though whichever passkey comes up first will be the one that we're going with.
For sure, guys. Hello, man. L, welcome to the stream. I guess you haven't been through these parts here before. We run multiple streams per weekend of MC5. So, if you are a player and you'd like to come and play on stream, today we are exclusively on iOS. Tomorrow we will be on PC and on Android as well. So whatever platform you're playing on, you have the opportunity to come and take part yourself. Oh, Love Violet's asking us a question in the lobby. Oh gosh,
Ooh.
Love Violet. I don't think we can answer that kind of question. But let me post up the details. So if you guys would like to play in any future competitions, we're waiting on the resumption of our normal weeklies. But if you head across to discord.gg/ESL Modern Combat, then you can join there, and they've got a recruitment page or a recruitment channel which you can use to get yourself in with the team. That's probably the most straightforward way I can suggest to do it. I don't know if Love Violet's actually watching the stream. I'm assuming so.
Hopefully, because else you're gonna have a hard time telling them how to get that working.
For sure, for sure. Alright guys, we're headed back out onto the battlefield. We will be bringing you our first ESL game as soon as it's available. The €3,000 monthly finals covering July to December will be starting shortly, and we shall see if Victory of Lords manage to maintain once more their position as the dominating team in MC5 ESL on the red side of things.
Okay, Counterfeit, I know that sometimes you belong in a museum, but you can do this. You can absolutely do this. I believe in you, my friend.
Shucks! We're the first man down! Alright, so we've got a bunch of people in here already. If you'd like to play ESL 123 on iOS, as we said, if you're not on iOS, then we will be bringing you monthly finals tomorrow, which will, of course, include... Oh, it's doing quite well there. There will, of course, include community games you can play in as well.
We have our first passkey, my friend, for SAD versus Backpack Magic.
Alright guys, so we're getting onto that one in just a second. Let's see, so this will be, I believe, our quarterfinals first game, if I don't miss my guess.
You are correct, my friend. Quarterfinals first game in our semifinal already. We have JCD Gaming and Fallen Heroes A. Respectively in the upper and the lower semi-final. JCD Gaming coming in from China, out of everywhere. I don't think we've seen a Chinese team in quite some time.
It is one of the things, I think it's this particular team, JCD Gaming, I think is our only team to have ever come in from the Chinese side of things. So it's very exciting to see them taking part, because certainly for a while it's taken, it's taken some time for MC5 to infiltrate the Chinese shores. We'll see how they end up doing. Certainly JCD Gaming, they've got themselves a bye through to the semi-finals, so they're going to have a pretty tough match against whoever wins out between Victory of Lords and Louis Vuitton.
Oh, absolutely, Counterfeit. It's not gonna be a walk in the park for them. But, you know, Backpack Magic, at least here in this one, I believe will do quite well. Backpack Magic, they have impressed us in the past, Counterfeit. Fortunately for JCD Gaming, they're not going to be meeting up against Backpack Magic before the grand final, potentially.
So let's dive in a little bit on these two teams we're going to be bringing up for the first game of the day. I think we're going to see them swapped around. Yes. So it looks like Backpack's going to be taking the blue side, and SAD, representing the UK, will be taking the red. SAD headed up by the team owner Darren, with Drainic, Frenzy, Lemon, Suthi, and Taco all in the squad. We did see Taco, of course, and we see them now. Just part of our previous custom games, now coming in for this quarterfinals. Now, SAD, they've done pretty decently well. The only team that they've got on record as actually beating them is the Victory of Lords squad, who are currently on the other side of the bracket here today. So SAD, I think they've got a pretty good chance of making it through to the finals if their previous results stay true.
Okay, kind of it. Well, Steve MC5 asking if this was on the PC platform. Well, Steve, right now we are on the iOS platform. I do believe we do have a PC tournament coming up this weekend. Yes, we do. Tomorrow at 12. That's 12 p.m. right? At 12 p.m. CET. We will have the MC5 PC November to December finals.
Yes, I think Steve was specifically talking about the particular prizes. So this is the tournaments we got for you guys this weekend. Is very much a one-off thing. So this is a whole bunch of tournaments compressed into one, which is why the prizes are quite as astronomical as they would be. Otherwise, these prizes would have been spread across 6 different competitions rather than the one they've got here. Yes, Steve, I got what you meant. But yeah, so this does make it incredibly high stakes, because at this point, you could get knocked out and get absolutely nothing. I mean, dealers, you mentioned much earlier on, the 3,000 euros is spread between first and second place, but if you place in third, fourth, fifth, or even below that, you will get none of that prize at all.
That would not be fun at all, kind of it. So, all the teams are crossing their fingers, sharpening their teeth, and firing up the fire underneath their mouse and keyboards, because they want to get into the finals. That's where it all begins. That's where the real tournament starts for everyone. Well, not the real tournament, but obviously that's where you earn the money. So, obviously the teams, they want to get into the grand final.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. We'll be in best of 3 until we get to that point, so it only takes 2 wins or 2 losses to determine the tournament future. As we'll take a quick look at Backpack Magic. So, as dealers pointed out, they are represented by a kind of strange looking child goat? Kid, I guess?
I don't know. It looks like a mixture of a goat and an alien to me. I mean, we can let's look it up on Google. It's a creepy standing goat meme. Apparently, it's a goat meme.
Oh, I see. Well, can only.
Oh wait, it actually is a goat that stands. Wow, that is indeed a very creepy goat. I would recommend no one looks that up, because that is one hell of a creepy goat.
So is this a? I'm trying to figure out. Is this a goat that? So it's not a Photoshop goat. It's a real creature.
It's a real goat. Wait, that was the wrong link I sent you. I was gonna send you the wrong thing I sent you. I was gonna send you the link to the weird standing goat. Apparently it's on Reddit as well, so you can find it over on Reddit.
Oh gosh, wow, that's.
Oh yes.
Oh, it's actually a video. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Today we discovered a piece of
super
MC5
scary
history. I mean, it seems to be.
It seems to be super scary, dude.
Reddit comments do a good job of tearing up to the idea that that's a real thing. I don't know.
Well, whether or not it's real, it's scary as all hell. And I don't want anything to do with it. No, thank you, my friend.
Let's have a check in with and see if we've had any word from Backpack, since they are the team that should be occupying the blue side of things right now. But while we wait, we can have a quick whip round and just check in on the other teams that are playing here today. So we mentioned JZD Gaming, the only Chinese representatives. They've been around for around, I want to say, 7 months or so, so just over half a year. And so far, they haven't have had the best of performances. They actually don't have a win on their record from as far back as we can see, which is going back to July 2019. But
That's a long time. That's a feels bad man kind of it.
It is, but hey, if there's ever an opportunity to bring that record back around, then this is the time to do it. We've of course got Louis Vuitton from Switzerland, from Rien, Switzerland, headed up by Big Mac, who've also had a fair few losses against the Victory of Lords squad, who they're going up against in the upper quarterfinals. Oh, sorry, just a second. Which we might end up switching across to if we don't have any backpack players showing up.
Would be sad indeed, especially with this being such a high stakes tournament kind of it. It would be surprising to see no players from the backpack magic coming in here today to show us what they're made of.
Alright, well, I'll tell you what I'll do then is I'm gonna ask to get some assistance with keeping an eye on this lobby while we get you guys back out on stream and once again. So guys, do come and join us with the passkey ESL123, and I'll just be a second while I get us an eye in this room and to create the next game. Deedless, where should we go while we wait for this next ESL match to begin?
Are you putting in Big Brother kind of fit?
I would like to say, but let's just say eyes in the sky.
You know what? I think we should go on to construction side.
Alrighty, that's what we shall do. So guys, ESL 1, 2, 3. The custom game is up. Let's get into it.
Hey. Well, kind of it. I believe in you.
I believe in me too.
Do you? Do you indeed?
Hey, Big Mac. Wait, where's Big Mac? I don't see Big Mac. Aliengo, if you're playing on iOS, you can absolutely come and join in with us today. So we'll be running for the next few hours or so.
We'll be running until the tournament is over. You know, kind of it. That shouldn't take too long because these teams, they are fired up. And obviously, they want to win that lion's share of 3,000 euros, which is what is on the line here today, kind of it. So you know what? The teams, they better get ready and better fire themselves up.
It looks like Taco has taken a little dip out of that previous lobby to come and join us for this one, which is... Wait, no it's not. It's a different Taco. Never mind. Haha!
Well, it's still a taco.
That's true. Do you know what, Deedless? On a completely unrelated note,
You like tacos?
who doesn't?
I'm not a big fan of them. or it
Take that
depends.
back.
Are we talking like taco shells or actual tacos?
I don't know. I'm actually not that educated when it comes to tacos.
Well, you can get like the taco shells is the like made up thingy that Taco Bell sells, but real tacos are basically just small pancakes.
I wouldn't like to comment on anyone's particular product, but I will just say that taco soup is something I'm looking into making. The Hero Gaming Star is hungry and wants to eat a Big Mac. Oh my gosh, are we going to have viewer cannibalism in the chat? How terrifying.
Don't eat the Big Mac. Well, it is a Big Mac with a double I as well.
That means they're doubly big.
Yeah. Perhaps double delicious.
Well, I mean, that's the question I'd like to put to you. I don't know if this is so much a thing for vegetarians, But certainly, you've got the whole idea of very, very large burgers. And I've always found it a little bit tricky to figure out how you're supposed to actually eat a very large burger. Because it's too big for anyone's face, really. Have you ever struggled with such a thing?
Yeah, I actually had a burger today that was too big for my face.
What did you do?
And well, I used a fork and a knife. But with that being said, I actually don't eat burgers that often. I tend to be very lazy when it comes to making dinner, so I very often just end up eating like bread and eggs and cheese.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I don't eat burgers. I eat burger buns on one day and burgers on another.
Sure, my friend. Sure.
Joaquin Candida saying Backpack Magic are not playing. That seems to be quite likely. Joaquin?
Yeah, unfortunately. They did check in for the tournament, so it does mean they should be here, but I'm not sure what's happening. But we can give you all an update on the current brackets. Right now, Victory of Lords have been moved up into the upper semi-final, gonna face up against JCT Gaming. And Sad most likely gonna be moved down to the lower semi-final to face up against Fallen Heroes.
Alrighty then. So we'll be getting onto that as soon as we can. And please to come and join us with the passkey ESL 123 as we get totally destroyed by everybody we can possibly find.
Nice. Well, kind of, since we're talking about being an audiophile, you know what I dream of as well?
Is it Electric Sheep?
Sure. Well, I do also dream of electrical sheeps, but I do also dream about one day being able to like ditch my TV and buy a big ass projector as well. Just having like a big projector, because that will give you a better picture than a TV would.
Oh yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah, but I don't have a big enough house for that to be a possibility, unfortunately.
That's true, you do need a big wall. I'm kind of curious for you guys in the chat as well. How do you prefer to watch your TV or indeed your internet video? Is it on just over your computer, on your phone, or with...
Apparently, kind of it. Joachim Katinda is a player on Backpack Magic, I believe. And
yes.
They don't have enough players, so they're not playing.
Well, that's too bad.
That is definitely unfortunate, considering the high stakes that is like a part of this tournament. There's so much money on the line.
So Joaquin, if you're...
We won the match.
It's a real shame you guys don't have enough players. Will you guys be returning for the resumption of the normal weekly competition once it does get back underway again? Because that's going to be... I'd always be sad if if our friendly goat folks don't have enough players to play. Perhaps they need to make another recruitment drive if they don't have enough players to field a team. And guys, we will be back later on this evening with iOS Red. But for now, we'll keep things moving. Another game. This time we're headed to the museum for our team battle. Do come and join us. Invite sent out to those who've added me as a friend. Otherwise, the global chat invite or the passkey ESL 123 is all fine with me. Hero Gaming Simon. If you guys don't want the money, send it to Hero Gaming Simon. Hero, the check's in the mail. Morokai, welcome to the game. We'll be getting things underway once we've got a couple of people on each squad. Yeah, I'm excited to see as well what we get tomorrow from the iOS and particularly from the Android guys as well. because sooner or later they are going to be merging together with iOS, and so they'll be able to enter the tournaments with money prizes as well.
Okay, so I'm talking to our admin right now, trying to get it all up and running, so that we can have this this tournament on the go. Right now, teams, we're trying to figure out which teams are still in the tournament. Backpack, not one of those teams right now.
Yes, that's very unfortunate. Alright, Taco Samurai, we need just one more to make this a team battle. Ballin! Excellent! We shall get things underway once you guys have joined in, or left as the case may be. Deedless, they were teasing us the whole time.
No! That's not fair.
This is a good opportunity as any to discuss. If we were going to send Hero Gaming Simon a gift, what would it be?
Ooh, you know, I like to troll people.
Ooh.
So I would probably like send them a postcard that says Simon says something.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
But what would Simon say?
Oh, well, I'm not sure. But I like trolly postcards, you know. I have a bunch of weird postcards on my wall. My favorite one is probably the one that was like given to me from a colleague out on an esports event I once did. We had a deep discussion about cheese because I love cheese. And then this was back in Amsterdam. So she gave me the next day a postcard that says a bunch of stuff about cheese. And I actually have no clue what it says because it's in Flemish, I believe. No, wait, it's in Dutch. They speak Dutch in Amsterdam, not Flemish. That's in Belgium. But yeah, it's in Dutch, and I understand a bit of it. But there's also words in there that I have no clue what it says.
Well, hopefully one day we'll find out the true answer of what lies within the postcard. What secrets are concealed within ESL 1, 2, 3, at least the passkey for this game is no secret. And we invite you to come along and join us as we chuck grenades. There we go. Taco with a face full of grenade and tears of regret.
Tears of regret. That seems crazy. I'm not sure that I want to do that against people. Is it even legal? Or will you make it legal?
Well, Maria Olivares loves cheese and meat. I mean, that is honestly the best meal.
Hey, Counterfeit. Going back and talking about being an audiophile, right? There's a Reddit page that I follow pretty closely. It's called Home Theaters, right? And like my favorite setup is one where they have like an entire setup, which is basically like a home theater, and the projector alone costs £19,000.
Gosh.
That is a bunch of money, but you know, why not? If you have that kind of money and you're really into it, I don't see why you shouldn't do it.
I think that's fair enough.
But with that being said, I don't think I have £19,000 to drop on a projector. Like I barely have 19. I don't even think I have £19,000 in general.
Imagine the amount of meat substitute and cheese you could buy with that kind of money.
Oh man, I could buy so much cheese. Oh, actually, here the other day I bought 6 different cheeses in one day. That was my lucky day. And Maria Oliveras loves cheese and meat. Well, Maria, which kind of cheese is your favorite? Do you let me know? Because, you know, I love cheese. You love cheese. Let's have a cheesy chat. Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, a cheese off, if you will.
Hey, yeah, why not?
Oh. I even got my health pack down, and then I got immediately murdered before I could do anything.
Oh man, that's a real shame. Okay, our admin Yuno currently trying to figure everything out. There is currently a protest going on, but another update for you all fine gentlemen. Victory of Lord, they have been moved into the grand final, and Sat will be facing up against Fallen Heroes in the lower semi-final.
I killed 2 people all by myself. Some might say that I am the best of video games. So guys, ESL 1, 2, 3. Do come and show us what you're made of. As we got a decent amount of folks coming here today, so it looks like we're going to be taking a bit of an abbreviated trip through the tournament compared to what we were hoping we would be doing.
Mexican white cheese. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Mexican white cheese, huh?
Oh wait, that's cheese dip. Right. Okay, so that's like melted cheese. I myself am a big fan of a type of cheese called a Havarti. Sure what that is in English. That is, yeah, that's a Havarti as well. But it's really a Danish semi-soft cow's milk cheese. And it tastes pretty damn well.
Huh.
I do like me, personally, I do like me a good cheddar as well.
Well, cheddar is something I'm definitely familiar with.
Cheddar is great.
Ah! Samurai, you monster. I feel like today on iOS I've started doing a... Ooh, that's one of our team. Doing a little bit better.
You know what, kind of it? You always do amazing. You always win my heart. And I just need you to admit that you love winning my heart, my friend.
I don't know, how much could I sell it for?
Sorry?
I think the Gaming Commission might have something to say about that as well.
Well.
Enemy turret active.
Aha! Hey, neat! How are we doing? We've actually got the most kills on our team, along with Azul. Excellent!
Hey. I actually bought a new type of cheese here the other day that I haven't tried before. It's called a... I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Shigavi?
If you don't know, then I definitely don't know.
Yeah, let me try and figure out what it's called. Because it's like... It's a Swiss kind of cheese. But is it? Oh man, this is hard. I have no clue what the cheese is actually called. Oh yeah, I think I figured it out. It's called a cruchere. Wait, actually, let me put that through translate real quick. That's probably gonna give us all a better answer than me trying to like figure out what it's actually called.
Does it translate into anything?
Perhaps? It's a Gruyere.
Nouveau riche.
Gruyere is a Swiss cheese. Hard yellow Swiss cheese that originated in the cantons of Switzerland.
Okay.
It's sweet but slightly salty with a flavor that varies widely with age. And I can tell you, it was pretty damn expensive. So it better taste amazing as well.
Alright guys, so we are awaiting our next tournament update. It's possible that we might end up just going straight in on the finals, but for now, ESL 1, 2, 3, do come and join us. Dealers, do we have any updates on the actual bracket itself?
Let's check in with the bracket kind of fit. As far as I can see, we do not. Still, Victory Lords, they are in the grand final, and Sad and Fallen Heroes, they are still to play their lower semi-final.
Alright guys, let's just bring that up on the screen momentarily, so hopefully we'll be able to bring you that semi-finals in just a little bit. As, let's just move up a little bit, and we can see, so
Yeah, well,
SAD versus Fallen Heroes down here.
And, I'm having a bit of a hard time seeing what you're showing on screen right now.
That's right, you should better see it yourself, Shirley. You've got the brackets open.
I do. That's right. Can I open the bracket?
You
Oh,
can
wow.
all open the bracket with the link that's currently in the chat. Of course, guys, we'll keep the custom games running as long as they can. Dealing Gaming is getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations, Dealing Gaming. That's really cool.
Nice. Oh man, congratulations, Dealing Gaming. You, again, I believe Dealing Gaming is a pretty big YouTuber, so it's definitely deserved.
I mean, it's a pretty darn big thing as well. To hit up to 1,000, like, yeah, that's a huge milestone. That any of the YouTubers, streamers, and things that that are kind of commonplace names now, they've all gone through that point where they've had the significance of 1,000 subscribers come in. And I guess it's just how far you can go from there.
Well, it is a pretty big milestone, kind of. Do you have 1,000 subscribers anywhere?
I don't think so. But
well,
I'm sure it would be a big deal for me if I did.
yeah, well, I'm sure you're gonna get there someday, kind of. I don't have 1,000 subscribers, so I'm not going to play all holy, but I mean, I could imagine that getting to 1,000 subscribers is going to be one hell of a big deal.
Well, something else to consider as well, as let's all give Dealing Gaming some unasked for advice, is you got to be careful, because it's not just possible to gain subscribers, but also to lose them. Do you have any experience of such things, dealers?
Of losing subscribers?
Perhaps with a ill-chosen piece of humor?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I lost a lot of subscribers back in the day when I told Twitter that the best way to eat candy is by throwing it into into a freezer for like 8 hours and then eating it all cold and hard.
To be fair, I don't think that's actually even that hot of a take. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, at least chilling candy and other foodstuffs before eating it it's not mainstream standard, but it's not like it's an outrageous thing to say.
No, but I think a lot of people were like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Is he high? Is he drunk? Is he a superhero? I don't know. And they all said it with that tone of voice.
Oh boy. Well, we definitely don't condone either of those things on this stream. Do come and join us though with the passkey ESL 123. And people may well question your sanity as you deliver an absolutely unrelenting hail of bullets onto every foe who stands before you. Taco.
Rain of bullets. Do you often rain bullets down on people?
Only from my eyes, dealers. Only from my eyes.
Oh, why would you do such a thing, kind of fit?
In the search of those elusive points as I grenade myself. You give people a chance. There we go.
Well,
Ha ha ha! Triple kill.
a kind of it. Triple
Yes.
kill. that's a pretty big milestone for you. So what's your current goal? Let's say that. What's your current goal in this game? What are you aiming at improving at?
So, this current game, I'm looking to try and work on my movement, specifically.
Okay. In what regards?
So, you'll notice when a lot of people come up, like, will get kills on me, because they're moving more than I am. So in that case there, you notice how, while I was sort of scanning left and right trying to find them, I was basically just standing still.
Sure.
Which makes it very, very easy for someone to kill you. Whereas, excuse me, if I can make sure I'm more aware of what I'm doing movement-wise, I can at least try and make it a little bit less straightforward for someone to kill me. Even if in some cases like there, I didn't really have an option. What do you think of that, dealers? Do you have any tips when it comes to fancy feet on the MC5 battlefield?
I think you're pretty smart with your choice of what you want to improve on, because movement is always going to be important in FPSs. The more you move, the harder you are to hit. And obviously you don't want to go down, so always moving around, strafing from side to side is something that's very important, especially in a game like MC5, where you can't jump. Being able to actually move and strafe becomes just that much more important. It's like, I would say, just try and move more from side to side. Use the D and... Wait, no, you're not on PC, so use your thumbs to go left and right.
Yes, well, I mean, you can see from Bocce there, they were definitely doing that pretty quickly. I find it quite hard. You see, we're not moving very... we're not actually moving very quickly from side to side. I think we maybe need to be using some of our aim to do that. Look, I think if we... yeah, if we actually change our look, combined with our sort of joystick movement, as it were, I think we can move around a lot more than we would be able to otherwise. Hey! I discreetly thought there, hey, I'm probably gonna die here. But no, instead it was a double kill. Double kill. Hey, Robert,
you know kind of it, you didn't die. So that's quite a big milestone for you, my friend.
I think I'm not exactly catching up on Bocce, but honestly, I would take one kill in a game that was done by playing really well over 100 kills that were done just by shooting someone in the back of the head, for instance.
Well, in a practice scenario, sure. If it's in a tournament, I would always go for the 100 kills. But sure, in a practice scenario, being able to like do things perfectly is obviously much better. I'm a huge fan of the idea of perfect practice makes you a perfect player. I think obviously practice makes perfect, and you need to practice in order to become perfect. But if you just practice all the time without a clear goal in mind, you're never going to get anywhere.
There we go. So in that case, a lot of the time people would come and run past me, and then I would just turn around on the spot, try to get them, which is a guaranteed way to get killed because the other person knows exactly where you are, but you've got no idea where they are. Steve MC5 very kindly saying counterfeit play is good on PC though. I think I'm actually quite a lot better on iOS than I am on PC, just because people kill me so quickly on PC. I don't even get a chance to really learn too much, because I think on PC, because the time to kill is so much lower, having good movement and things is just that much more vital. In that case, I had Bocce dead to rights, but my aim was just too far behind him. Yeah, guys, let me know, Steve MC5 and others, what's your thoughts on keeping your feet fancy when you're playing MC5? We got 14 kills, which is only 3 less than second place. I mean, Bocce kind of threw off the metrics there by having 26 kills. But other than that, I think we actually did pretty alright.
Yeah. Well, well, you know, kind of it. I think there's also a difference in terms of latency. So I think on PC, people they react quicker, and with people being able to react quicker and being able to aim more efficiently, I believe on PC, there's obviously going to be a huge skill difference between you and the people you're playing against.
I've certainly found it more difficult to succeed on PC. I guess, I don't know. I'm kind of curious what other people think as well. You know, if I don't know if other people do play on multiple platforms. I know that a few people do, but I don't know if a lot of people do. To be able to give us kind of their perspective on what the difference between the mobile versions of MC5 and the PC ones are in terms of, you know, I think that like it feels like there's probably different things that are important. But I'm not sure what it would be. Like, if I was to guess, I would think that positioning on PC is going to be very important because of how quickly you can kill someone. So even getting a chance to have like a half-second or a quarter-second advantage over someone else is going to be decisive. Whereas on iOS, I think you take a little bit longer to die because someone won't be able to aim quite as quickly. So that kind of diffuses that initial one. Samurai, welcome to the game. Dealing Gaming, are you still doing... Let's have a quick look and see if I can actually look up Dealing Gamer's channel. I'll see what Dealing's been doing recently. I do appreciate Dealing not directly asking for subs in the chat. Let's see, Dealing Gaming, 964 subscribers, only 65 videos. Gosh.
Oh, well, I mean, branding goes a long way, kind of it.
Okay. Picking up about a couple of hundred views in each one. It's not bad.
Impressive. But if you're good at branding yourself as well, then you're obviously going to get a lot of viewers.
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly for Dealing Gaming and for any of our other content creators, we do appreciate you guys coming by the stream and spending some time with us. I think it's also a good way to, you know, to get your name around in the community. If you can be someone who can come into our community games and destroy everybody, then yeah, people are going to remember your name. And then if you then start talking to chat about your YouTube channel, then it's a little bit easier to persuade people to watch it.
Oh, absolutely, Comfort. Absolutely, my friend.
It's time for overtime, everybody. Team Battle ESL 1, 2, 3.
You could say it's overtime.
It's overtime for overtime, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying, Deedless?
Yes. Or is it? I'm not even sure what I'm saying anymore.
For shame! For shame!
Don't shame me, Mardu.
Yes, Fallen Heroes versus SAD, the winner to go on to face Victory of Lords. It's possible we'll end up with an all-French Grand Finals, but we are waiting word on what's happening with that lower semi-final taking place right now. As we mentioned right back at the start of the broadcast, it's only the teams that make it through to the Grand Final that will be sharing those 3,000 euros between them. Dealers, what's the difference between the prizes you get for first and second place?
Well, oh man, you're putting me in quite a spot. 1,200 euros. I needed to do some quick maths. If you win the first place, you're gonna get 2,100 euros. If you get second place, you're gonna get 900 euros, and if you get third place, you're just gonna get a unique camo. Obviously, it's a cool camo, but there's no money involved in landing on third place. So obviously, people they want to go all the way.
So there you have it. So once we know who is the winner of that lower semi-finals, we'll be knowing who will be facing up against the Victory of Lords squad. As we attempt to duck out, we've actually got a pretty busy game. We got 4 versus 3. Really nice.
Well, very nice indeed. I like it when people are busy.
Hooah! Oh no, we just got EMP'd.
No! Please don't die, Counterfeit. Please do not die.
I'll do my very best. Yes, so dealing in gaming, if we're talking about our MC5 content creators, usually a good way to try and push yourself over into a significant subscriber number is to have some sort of a big event. So for example, Hellfire hosted a Battle Royale tournament, which was pretty neat. I don't know, can we think of any donated ideas to help get DDN over the edge and into the content creator club range of 1,000 subs or more?
Well, I mean, events are always a pretty nice thing that helps you drive out people and get them interested in what you're doing. What else could you do? I mean, create a lot of videos is always a nice thing. Frag videos is a good old one. Okay, apparently we do have passkey. Sad versus Victory of Lords.
Oh, that's our grand final then.
Yeah, that's true. So we do have our grand final. That's going to be the first game and the only series that we're gonna have going here today.
Excellent. Alright guys, so ready yourselves. We have got the third place match between JZD Gaming and Fallen Heroes will of course be going forward. So it's the UK Victory of Lords from France, SAD versus Victory of Lords for the best of 5 grand finals. Do let us know who you're supporting in the chat. Is it the perennial winners, Victory of Lords, or the underdog squad, SAD, who've done pretty well for themselves, but have yet found themselves unable to beat out the Victory of Lords squad at any point? Dealers, do you think perhaps this could be the day with so much on the line?
Oh, it definitely could be kind of fit. It definitely could, but you know, you're saying it yourself. There's so much on the line, so for the two teams, they're gonna have to give it their all and just see where it takes them. Because sometimes doing your best is all you can do.
So for any of you guys who may not be aware, the Victory of Lords squad representing France has been around since mid-2018, one of the oldest squads, still active and still dominant in the MC5 esports scene. Headed up by team owner Stress with Cheeto, Doc, Master, Make, Munoz and Unknown on the squad. They have taken recent losses to the Noob Tubers, but otherwise remain unbeaten and certainly the favourites coming into this best of 5 grand finals.
Well, kind of it. What's your prediction for this one? Who do you think's gonna take this one and take it all the way?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, Dealers, and just because SAD are representing the UK, I think that's going to be the difference makers. They're going to have themselves little British cups of tea ready, and scones, and everything British, Wellington boots, everything. They're going to be in full British regalia for today's match, and that's what's going to put them over the edge, their sense of patriotism.
Okay, well, I like your prediction, kind of it. My prediction, however, is going to be on, see, if we're going to make a serious prediction, I would say Victory of Lords. They have impressed me time and time again, and with their expertise, with them having played for so long, obviously, they know what it's all about. But, and stay with me here, I think the team that's going to win will be the team that actually shows up.
That's a prerequisite, certainly a hurdle that all of our teams will have to get over. Of course, as you allude to, it has been a hurdle too far for some of our squads here today. And we can only apologise that things haven't quite gone the way that we hoped. But at least we have the most important part, which is our grand finals. This is where that €3,000 prize is decided here on iOS Red. We will be having another tournament on iOS Blue later on today. In fact, in about 3 hours time from now, I believe, if I don't miss my mark. So we'll be looking out for that. But for now, we have our two teams who've made it all the way through. SAD, the rivals. I think it's fair to say, actually, that while the SAD squad might be rivals with Victory of Lords, the Victory of Lords team has beaten out so many opposing squads, I don't know if they could even have specific rivals anymore.
That is a good point, kind of it. I like what you're saying, and you know what? I think it's definitely going to make a huge difference here in this series. Whoever wins is going to be the one with the most momentum, I believe. The one who wins the first game and then just performs the best going from there.
So let's do a pop quiz between the various members of the, let's say, the SAD team.
Okay.
Who, let's see, are they playing here today? Okay, no, that doesn't quite work. Looks like the SAD team have actually changed around the rosters. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go back and find the previous round performances for our squads to check and see if we can do a little pop quiz on who's going to be the best performing member of these teams coming into our grand finals. Let's see.
You know, I myself do like pop quizzes, so try me, my friend. Try me.
Okay. So, which member of the Victory of Lords squad do you anticipate performed the most strongly in the match against the last match against Louis Vuitton last month? Was it Vol Taco? Was it Vol Doc? Was it Vol Stress, Vol Cheeto, or hashtag Make?
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm gonna go with the middle one.
Which was?
That was Cheetah, right?
You are almost right in that Cheeto managed to take second place. But the two members which I'm certainly going to be keeping an eye out for specifically is Vol Taco, who we've seen various tacos around the place. I think he's just getting changed at the moment into his final form. Got 14 kills and only 8 deaths. And Make got 9 kills and only 5 deaths. So those are the players which I'm most excited to see. Look for Louis Vuitton. We mentioned before, Big Mac, who was in the YouTube chat, is actually their star player. Got 25 kills in that match. 25 kills, which is more than the rest of their team combined, but the Louis Vuitton team still lost even with a 25 kill player.
Well, 25 kills, that's quite a lot of kills, kind of it, but I'm not sure we're gonna see that many kills between these two teams right here. Obviously, the two teams that are present here today are some of the best teams that we've seen throughout 2019. They are two of the best teams that we've seen throughout a collective of, I believe, 6 months, kind of it. So obviously, these teams, they are both going to be packed and ready for this matchup.
I had a quick look over the Victory of Lords roster, actually, because it looks like I might be wrong in that one, because going by their team history, which isn't always accurate, but a lot of the time is, you know, as I mentioned Taco before for the Victory of Lords squad, it looks like, actually, that Taco may have left as of yesterday. Let me have a quick check in to see. So, Taco is a member of which team? Oh! Taco is playing for the SAD squad.
Ooh, well...
Of course, yes, they are. I wasn't even looking on that side of the lobby because I didn't expect to see them there. Deedless, we are in the heart of some top quality drama. On the eve of the most important tournament of the Victory of Lords team's lives, their star player Taco has betrayed them and switched sides to their hated rivals, SAD from the UK. Deedless, on a scale of 1 to how big is this news?
Well, it is a gigantic kind of it. Taco obviously is one of the best players that MC5 has ever seen, one of the most well-liked players as well. So this is going to mean quite a lot for all the players involved in this game, and I think it's safe to say that Taco is definitely going to be looking to put the foot down against their old team.
I'm sending a message through to Taco right now to see if I can get a quote as to why they switched teams from the supernaturally successful Victory of Lords squad over to SAD. That's a huge change. I mean, just imagine this. You know, you've got a star player for your squad. You're with a squad that's been successful for as long as they have been, and then you switch to a team which hasn't won a competition for a really long time. Presumably, Taco's intending to bring the SAD team personally to a victory here. How exciting. How exciting indeed. There you go, guys. That's what we're looking out for. Taco's performance with this last second switch, changing the day before to hated rivals SAD. We'll be headed to the museum for our first game of the Grand Finals, and we shall have to see if that decision by Taco was the right one.
It's time to see who's gonna pick up this one, kind of fit. SAD and the Victory of Lords. Taco versus their old team. It's going to be one hell of a storyline, kind of fit, and now is the time to see how it's gonna start out. Frenzy looking for a kill with that shredder right there. We can't find anyone, and actually Taco goes down to the Victory of Lords, the first kill. That's unfortunate, and Victory of Lords already coming in here, grabbing up that revenge onto Taco.
It's going to be tough coming into this one as well, when you know that even while you might have been in some games the strongest performer for your squad, it's not, the team together for Victory of Lords. I think it's quite hard to deny that they are, as not just as individual players, but as a unit, tremendously strong. I don't know if you can build that kind of synergy in the day before a tournament as important as this.
No, absolutely not, Counterfeit. It takes so long to build up synergy, so there's going to be a long time where SAD are gonna just not perform as well as we could imagine that they could. But picking up someone like Taco obviously means that the player that you're playing with has a huge skill gap already built into that they are so good. So obviously, they can somewhat rely on that skill level that Taco brings in. And Sufi, if they can carry, Taco doesn't need to.
Sufi just wiped Vol off the planet. We talk about expecting big things out of Taco coming into this game. Suthi with that golden... I want to say golden shred, that's tier 6. Oh yeah, and of course that is going to be shred, the tier 7 being the Hauser. But Suthi with an incredible job so far. Will get taken out by Make in that last exchange. But we are seeing SAD in this all-important series. They're starting things off heck of a well. And maybe we're going to have to eat our words about the Victory of Lords team coming in as firm favourites.
Yeah, well, you know what, Counterfeit, the Victory Lords are falling far behind here against SAD, and all we can say is that SAD, they're coming out really swinging with a lot of momentum, but obviously they're not out of the woods yet. It is a best of 5 series, and Victory Lords, they have been very close to SAD for such a long time, so while SAD are looking to win this one game, Victory Lords, I would not doubt them out quite yet, because they have shown us that they can keep up against SAD.
Let's take a look at some of those numbers. So Susi still riding high, but Frenzy doing very well as well. There's nobody on the Victory of Lords team with a positive kill-death record. That is truly shocking. Victory of Lords, they've not just proven themselves in weekly competitions, they've won monthly final after monthly final after monthly final. And for it as well to, while Taco is doing, decently 10-8, to have it be someone other than Taco who is carrying this first game performance for SAD is huge news as well.
You're definitely right, Counterfeit, that right now, SAD, their team starting to get together, looking quite good, and mean, you must be proud seeing as how they're coming from the UK.
I'm very aware that I'm not sure any of the players are actually from the United Kingdom, but I think they might be throwing me a bone there after I said I don't think I've ever seen a team from the United Kingdom playing. They're certainly doing a fantastic job of representing the UK here, no matter where the individual team members come from. As there we have it, the first game of the Grand Finals for €3,000, and SAD upsetting the apple cart. 1 game down, 2 more wins makes them our champions.
Well, kind of it. 2 more wins will give them one hell of a delayed Christmas present. So, for SAD, they just need to keep this up, keep dominating Victory of Lords. But still, we have to say that the Victory of Lords, while they lost with an 11 kill difference right here, for a very long time in the first few minutes, they were just a few kills behind SAD. So if they can limit the amount of blood that they're giving up, just limit the amount of cuts they're receiving to perhaps just being paper cuts, then they should be able to just glue it all back together and actually not lose out too heavily.
We see by the end of that, Taco did manage to ultimately get through the most kills by the end, so it looks like all of our doubting, all of our hate rating was not enough to slow down SAD, but this finals is just getting started. That's only a single game, and while it's an impressive performance from SAD, Victory of Lords didn't make it this far by getting put off by a single loss.
Absolutely not counterfeit. So SAD are on quite a tear already. They just need to keep this up. And counterfeit, we already have our second passkey.
Wow. You can tell the Victory Lords, they're not messing around. They want to get straight back into the action immediately and erase the results of that first game.
They definitely do, counterfeit. They want revenge, and they want to start now. They're not wasting time. They want to just get into it already here, and you know what? I'm sure that Stress over on the Victory of Lords lineup will be looking to lead their squad all the way to a victory this time around.
I'm gonna see if we can get a quote
Out of Taco again.
No, this time out of Stress. I know it's probably considered to be quite poor form to try and interview someone when they're not doing well. And well, I instantly regret the idea.
Well, to be fair, counterfeit, sometimes you can be a bit cheeky. So, I'm gonna throw you a bone and say it's alright.
It looks like we're gonna be sticking with the same sides for game number 2. So guys, we'll be getting it through this. So we'll be bringing the stream to an end at the end of our Grand Finals. It's looking like, given how quickly our players are picking up on the next games, we'll be going from game to game to game. So we've got anything from 2 games coming up to all 5. We're getting onto Vantage this time round after our first visit to Museum. Dealers, we've done a fair amount of Vantage in the custom games. Do you have any feelings about which one of these 2 teams might do best, compared to their performance on the Museum?
Well, I think Victory Lords are going to have an advantage going into this game, because this time around we're going to be on a more open map. There's going to be so much more advantage points that they can work from. They can shoot SAD from all these different angles. So SAD might gonna have to slow things down if they find that they can't cover all the different angles that they can be shot from.
Game number 2 is officially begun. The Vantage, the place where the SAD team can start putting the final nails in the reign of the super team Victory of Lords, dominant for 1,000 years. First blood goes to Victory of Lords, but 3 kills straight back in for the team for the UK.
Oh, well, SAD putting out A performance already here to begin with again, Counterfeit finding 4 kills within the first 30 seconds. 5 kills, I stand corrected, and then again 6 kills within 30 seconds. They're not looking to slow down, they're on a frenzy. And the Victory Lords, they might not get that victory that they're looking for here today.
As Suthi, remember from before, doing incredible stuff as the entirety of the SAD team going off here like crazy taco. We had our doubts about as they started out the first game kind of slow. Now it's up 3-0 with some pinpoint sniping accuracy. The Lords only just starting to get on the board with a couple of kills traded back, but already more than doubling up on the Victory Lord score.
14 kills already in hands here for SAD. This is going to be quite a game for the Victory Lords to make their comeback from. Darren on a fire. 5 kills and 2 deaths already, Counterfeit. That is incredible. Darren not looking to slow down, looking for another one. Unfortunately, will be shot in the head by Master, but immediately one of those sad members comes in and picks up the slack.
You see Suthi round the back of the Victory Lords team, biting off a little bit more than they can chew as the Lords try and control the very center of the map. There's a lot of different angles they're going to be attacked from. The SAD team look like they're going to be fighting up the stairs, but they won't make it up there. It's Suthi, though, comes through behind the Lords, as it looks like SAD have managed to outmaneuver the French squad.
Well, once again, Counterfeit, can't say that you blame them. They've shown that they just are the better team so far. The Victory Lords, as said, would have an advantage going into this game, that with more open area, they could shoot SAD from all these different kind of angles. But Victory Lords, they're not slowing down. They're not looking to utilize these few advantages that they could find elsewhere. So right now, they're just trying to make sure that their boat will not sink. And it's not working out at all. They can't fix it at this point in time. They need to slow down things.
I think the last 5 or 6 kills the Lords got certainly was one big step before there. As Maria, yes, it is a golden weapon battle. I mean, SAD and Victory Lords, these are teams who... This is what peak MC5 looks like. All of these players, they've been playing long enough. They have exactly the loadouts they want to have. They look just the way they want to do for a tournament of these kind of prizes. The Victory Lords team, they look like they might be starting to claw their way back in despite everything that's happened so far. We can see the squad, the French squad, they are sticking to the 2x2x3 system, charging up, and that gap between the two squads has shrunk dramatically.
It has. The Victory Lords, they're not giving up, Counterfeit. Now they're just trying to slow things down. As I said, they needed to. That would be the only way for them to try and limit the amount of chaos that SAD can inflict upon this game. SAD, they thrive off of this chaos. And Vol, they're playing this smartly. They know that they're behind. They're limiting the amount of cuts, as I said, that they can receive. Now down to 4 kills. Victory Lords, this could be their game. They just need to keep themselves calm and collected.
Up until that moment, Stress, team leader, was starting to turn back the tide in favor of Victory of Lords. But it looks like SAD, they've managed to find their feet once again, stemmed the change of fortunes that the Lords were pushing for, and are now ahead by 7. Coming close to closing out game number 2. And it's almost both barrels time for Victory of Lords. 2 kills away.
Victory of Lords unfortunately loses a kill right there onto Meg. Will lose another one. Darren picks out the final kill onto Master. And the Victory Lords, they're down 2 games so far. Counterfeit, this is looking super hard to make a comeback from.
Another game, another impressive performance. The numbers are almost exactly the same between game 1 and 2. We wondered if SAD might have more trouble on the more open Vantage map. Seems like it's very much not the case. 39-50 in game 1, 40-50 in game number 2. If this trend continues, we will not just see new bodies on the throne of MC5 iOS Red, but we will see it in clean sweep fashion. I don't think that's ever happened to Victory of Lords.
I don't think so either, kind of it. But to be fair, the Victory Lords, they are not that old legendary team anymore, kind of it. They've had to change their roster. And even though they've gotten first in so many recent tournaments, they simply, just after having to change out their roster, are not the same team anymore.
It does feel like as much as we were kind of wondering about how well Taco could integrate with a new squad, it's got to be disconcerting as well when you're in a team and your teammate leaves just before a massive event, to not have them as part of the squad anymore, to have that space where they used to be, and then to see them on the other side of the battle. That's got to be incredibly off-putting, especially if they start doing well.
Oh, absolutely, kind of it. I don't think it feels great at all. But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta deal with it, and sometimes you just gotta take whatever comes your way right now. Victory Lords, all they're getting their way is defeats, and they're just gonna have to try and learn from this. This is a learning experience, getting beaten so hard by their opponents.
Slumpstar asking for Invictus in the chat. Slumpstar, you should know the only way you get those ESL camos is to take part in these monthly competitions, as we mentioned before. First, second, and third place, getting the ESL camo, the constellation of the Phoenix Triumphant. Invictus will rotate back in eventually, but for now, there are different ESL camos going. And again, you can only get those if you manage to do well in the weekly competitions and then come into the top 3 of the monthlies. A question for you, Deedless.
For me?
If Gameloft were to make a camo specifically for you, what would the name of that camo be to fully reflect yourself for everybody who uses it in-game?
The cheesy dynamite.
The cheesy
cheesy Daedalus. Wait. Yeah.
We'll have to workshop that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that, but a good shout nevertheless.
I think it's quite a thing when you see the players playing with the Invictus camo and the other ESL camos as well in game, to know that's something that you can only get by directly earning it, by fighting for it, as we've been seeing here today. Axel Beltran, what happened with Modern Combat Versus? Modern Combat Versus is still going. We have been making inquiries as to whether or not we can get any kind of streams going for them, but we haven't had any news as of yet. We'll of course keep you guys updated as and when we have any new information on that one.
Well, kind of fit. Do you feel fit? Or do you feel countered by your fitness?
Fititude.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, sure. Why not?
Maria Olivares, your name camo will be the Kevin Sorbo. Brilliant. Dealers, are you familiar with the work of Kevin Sorbo?
I am not.
You have to be of a particular age, I think.
Kevin Sorbo. Okay, I've seen that face before.
He was in Hercules. He's it's kind of old now. Like the I remember when I was a kid. So this is like what, like 30 years ago, I suppose? No, a bit less than that. I was at Universal Studios when they were doing the dubbing for one of the Hercules episodes.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really that exciting. It was just them putting sound in, but it was still pretty neat.
Huh. Well, apparently, he voiced Hercules in God of War as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
That's amazing. I didn't know that, but that's so wonderful.
Yeah, so he voiced Hercules in God of War 3. That was one hell of a game as well. Did you play that?
I didn't.
It was great. God of War 3 was amazing. I've never played God of War 2. Sorry, no, God of War 4? I guess it's called.
I know that things don't tend to end well for our characters in that one. So I can only assume it's probably the same thing as well. There's... Oh, hello. I think I'm starting to get a little bit better at this game. ESL 1, 2, 3. I need me a teammate. Right now it's 2v1 and that's no fun. So bring your gun.
Holy crap, there's a lot of seasons of Hercules.
Really? How many?
There's 6 seasons, 111 episodes. Wow. Okay, so
go.
every episode is 44 minutes, I believe. So let's see. Yeah, 44 minutes. So that's 44. And how many episodes is... So there's 111 episodes then. So that's 111. So if you divide that by 60 then you would have... Oh wow. Divide that... Wait. Yeah, divide that by... Then divide that by 24. So you'd have enough episodes to watch straight for nearly 4 days.
I mean, I've been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I can understand that. I think I must have... There's a lot of that as well.
Airstrike incoming.
Airstrike? Well, that's just rude.
I believe there's also like Hercules movies as well. So you could add that on top of everything that you're watching.
Well, I never.
Well, you never know.
Payback time. Alright, Bocci's come to join our squad. ESL unos dos tres. Maria Olivares, you've seen the saga 5 times on Netflix. Wait, do you mean you saw that entire... Wait, how many hours of it was it? A lot.
That was... It was... Oh wow. 44. So you would have... That means that you've watched 81.4 hours of Hercules.
Wait, is that... Oh, I see. Wait, that's watching it 5 times? That seems a bit short, if anything.
Oh wait, sorry, yeah. So we need to times it by 5. So you've seen 407 hours of Hercules. There we go.
Wow, that's a lot to have done of anything.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. If you like something, you like something. I mean, I've watched all episodes of My Little Pony.
How many episodes are there?
Yeah, well...
Airstrike incoming.
Apologies for the delay, guys. I have received word that one of the team captains...
Oh, we have a passkey, actually.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, I'll jump into that lobby on my other device and check to see when they're ready to go. I'll keep this game going. Oh, okay. It looks like the players are pretty much ready to go right now.
Online.
So let's get out of here and head on to business. So guys, we are heading into game number 3 of our grand finals, with SAD carrying 2 game wins over perennial champions, Victory of Lords. Now, Dealers, the biggest thing for us coming into this finals was the last minute defection of one of the Victory of Lords star players, Taco, across to the SAD squad. From what you've seen so far, how much of a difference do you feel like that's made to Victory of Lords' chances?
Oh, well, I think it's made a huge difference, kind of it. The Victory of Lords, they've had to make a lot of changes in their roster. And then suddenly not having Taco, their star player in that roster anymore, means that it just hurts their overall synergy. And then when you put Taco on a team with star players like Darren, you're just mixing up one hell of a strong cocktail that Victory Lords, they're currently having a hard time dealing with.
Does seem like everything is going the right way of SAD. As we said before, there's a possibility of seeing Victory of Lords go 0-3 in this incredibly high stakes €3,000 grand final. This is 6 finals smashed together for your amusement to try and bring us back up to date so we can start the regular weekly competitions again, where of course we'll have more monthly finals, but none of them may never have a finals as high stakes as this one. Do bear in mind as well, guys, this may well be our last game if SAD continue to dominate as they have done before. Currently a cumulative 21 points ahead of Victory of Lords, our SAD, going at 50-39 in the first game and 50-40 in the second. It was Museum and Vantage in the first 2 games. Now it's overtime. Dealers, do you see this going the full 3-0, or will we see a game number 4?
I feel like kind of it that Victory of Lords, they've been able to adapt, but it's just been too slow from them. So I don't see this going all the way. I think SAD, they're going to pick up this game, and I think this is going to be it.
So as you can tell, guys, we are pretty excited to see what happens here. Could we be seeing the end of an era of domination for Victory of Lords? I mean, we've seen this so many times, Dealers. You know, teams that looked unbeatable. Teams that have been bastions. Eventually, even the toughest of fortifications start to crack. There's only so much time in the sun any given team gets to have. And if this is, if this is the crowning of a new dominant iOS red team, then I'm very glad we get to be here to see it.
Well, kind of it, me too, and I'm happy to be here with you, my friend.
So, just to check in with Maria's televisual experience, I'm not sure if you're saying, so, Maria, if you've seen the Buffy saga 4 times, what's Victorious? I don't know what Victorious or Blood Plus are. I've not heard of either.
Well, it's probably Blood Plus series. Blood Plus is an anime series.
Ah,
and
okay.
Victorious series is an American sitcom.
Oh. Well, fair enough then, I suppose.
Never heard of Victorious.
But you had heard of Blood Plus?
No. I'm not an anime fan at all. I like watching anime movies, but I don't really follow TV series. But apparently Victorious had Ariana Grande
Really?
as one of the characters. Well, one of the people acting in the show.
Hey, neat.
Yeah. That was okay. So that was before. Oh wow, that's before she went. I believe it's before she went into like her singing career.
Oh, I see. Yes, so that's back in 2010.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, okay, so that's a... Yes, that is going back away.
Yeah,
no, I'd never
going back
heard of it
far
ever.
away. Yeah, I've never heard of Victorious either, but I mean, it's probably the same concept as like Hannah Montana or something like that.
Going by the poster, I think that's a reasonable assumption.
Thank you. Well, I tend to make great assumptions.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say, by going by the Victorious poster, it's about someone called Tori. I just have
it could be, it could be about the Tories themselves.
Well, the Conservatives. The Conservative Party.
The Conservative musical party.
I mean, that would be a bamboozle of the highest order. But if it was, I would be like, fair enough, you tricked me into watching some Conservative propaganda, and I guess I now just have to carry on watching it. Maria's confirming for us, yes it is, in fact. The British Conservative Party's propaganda arm has created Victorious. They're pretty next level, I had to give them that.
Well, you know what? Kind of it. Sometimes the Conservatives will have to take liberal actions and liberal means into winning the hearts of everyone.
Speaking of winning hearts, SAD stand on the brink of becoming your champions in game number 3 of our grandest of grand finals. 6 finals all at the same time. This runs us all the way from July to December 2019, bringing us up to date. And what a way to start off 2020 with the biggest surprise of all, potentially the fall of the Lords.
Yes, Victory of Lords could fall right here, kind of fit. But, you know, it also could be a new rising of this Phoenix we know as the Victory of Lords. They still have a chance at making this comeback. They've shown that they can adapt. They nearly took SAD all the way to the finish line in game number 2. If they keep this up, this could be their game. Right there, Cheetah and S finding kills. So while SAD right now are sitting evenly with the Victory Lords, they're the ones playing catch up.
Yeah, very, very even in game number 3. We've got to consider, of course, this is going to be the first time these two teams clash here on Overtime. And if memory serves, this is going back a little way. I think, remember from last time we saw Victory Lords play on Overtime, they did do pretty well. I think this could easily be a favoured map for them.
Oh, it absolutely could, kind of fit. This could indeed be their favorite map. And Victory Lords, they have shown us time and time again that on these classical maps, the ones that came first, that they always know how to play to perfection. And especially when you have Stress, the captain of Team Victory of Lords, leading the way, well, then you're sure to have a lot of experience to work with.
And doing the dirty work is Master there, who almost gets up the stairs, still has an impressive 7-3 record with Cheeto 3-1. They're the ones propping up the Victory of Lords scoreline right now. For SAD, why, nobody's really gone out of the gates as of yet. Darren's the only one with a positive KDA. That Jade Stone Cog V. SAD, they may have 2 games already in the bank, but that still could potentially make them a long way from claiming the lion's share of that €3,000 prize.
Yeah, the Victory of Lords, they're gonna have to go for that reverse sweep kind of it. They're just gonna have to win 3 games in a row. It's very unlikely. It's a possibility. But against SAD, who have shown us that they are dominant and they know how to work with all the momentum that they can build up for themselves, I just don't see Victory Lords doing it. But right now, things are slowing down. And SAD, they're behind by 4 kills. The Victory Lords, they're sitting comfortable and in the lead right now.
We can see from where we've been glancing around that the Lords have been gathering themselves down the bottom. Nice double kill in there for the squad, as the Lords looked like they were trying to transition up towards perhaps the top right of the map, got caught transitioning, and are now suffering for it as Cheeto takes themselves out and a friend as well. M&Z grabs another kill. The Lords remain ahead for now, but Darren is coming to call and gets the double, survives on 60% health, and an airstrike as well, puts SAD into the lead, even if only for a second.
And just for the first time in this series, 2 gonna fit. SAD find themselves in the lead. Not what we expected at all, that SAD would be this far behind. Would be behind at any time in this series, but there we are, SAD having to work for it this time around against the Victory of Lords, but with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. The Victory of Lords, they can still make this happen for themselves.
Lords behind by 3. SAD questions over whether they're maintaining their focus coming into game 3, given how dominant they've been in the previous 2. The Lords backed into a corner, having to give absolutely everything they have to take home yet another cup. I honestly never thought I'd see the day when the Lords were given this much of a challenge in a high-stakes competition. But this could be the dawning of the new era. SAD ahead by 5 with less than 3 minutes left on the clock for game 3.
The Victory Lords, they are falling behind kind of it. They've lost their momentum. They're run out of breath. They said, okay, we can try and win this one. But unfortunately, they forgot to put on their running shoes. And now their feet, they hurt. They can't go any further. And SAD, they're taking over this marathon.
Suthi picking up some good work with that with the shred once again, but MNZ is keeping out the sniper fire. It's only 4 behind Victory Lords. They're not done quite yet. They're still swarming as a unit, trading kills across. Exactly what SAD hope to be doing as Lemon grabs one from there. The Lords are falling further behind. MNZ still trying their darndest. 10 and 9 along with Master. You see the rest of the Lords squad, they have fallen seriously behind. And the Lords, I don't think they're going to be able to catch up at this point.
No, it's going to be so hard. 3 more kills for SID and they will win the lion's share of 3,000 euros counterfeit. 2,100 euros straight into their pocket after a convincing 3-0 over the Victory of Lords.
Let's stay with Stress, team owner of the Victory of Lords, as it comes down to the final moments of this 3,000 euro grand finals, and with a final shot from Darren with a shred, the Lords are knocked from their thrones, this time only by 7 kills rather than 21 from game number 1, but the result remains the same. Undefeated, SAD become your iOS Red champions and take home the majority of the 3,000 euro prize.
Big congratulations to them, Counterfeit. That was quite a performance, and you know what, Counterfeit? I think the Victory Lords, they're gonna have to really figure out what they can take away from this series, because they started to adapt better and better. They slowed things down, but they need to figure out where it all went wrong, because the times that they did slow things down, and then at some point they started to put the tempo up again, and that's where it all collapsed.
So guys, that's going to be all we have time for right now for the Red Finals. We will be back in just over 2 hours time for the Blue Monthly Finals. Equally high stakes and hopefully equally surprising. Congratulations once again to SAD. Our commiserations to the Victory of Lords squad. Managed to make it to the finals, but on the most important one of them all, unable to pull off the job. A clean sweep. Guys, our thanks go out, of course, to our ESL admin Uno and to Hero Gaming Simon for moderating things in the chat. Please do give the channels you're watching on a follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, because we will be back later on and tomorrow as well. If you'd like to see myself and D-List's bits and pieces, our socials will be in the chat. But for now, thank you very much for all of you guys for coming and watching with us. Again, we'll be back in 2 hours and 15 minutes for our next broadcast, or tomorrow at 11 o'clock UK time, 12 Central European, for our PC and Android competitions. We hope to see you guys then. And for now, good night.